Thank you, Chairman Meeks, and I welcome this opportunity to examine the practices of this industry, which it seems more often than not, instead of offering a life raft, has offered dead weight, wreaking financial havoc in any community that it touches. I am, however, thankful for the protections of my home state of Massachusetts, which has guarded against these debt traps. Payday loans are not allowed in my state, and my constituents anyway are not exactly clamoring for a 400% interest loan. In fact, according to a Center for Responsible Lending report, consumers in Massachusetts saved more than $248 million in 2017 as a result of these protections. Ms. Stander, can you tell me, based on your organization's research, how big of a role the state's rate cap has in creating these savings?
Yes, thank you, Representative Pressley, for the question. A rate cap such as what Massachusetts has in place is the most effective protection against the debt trap. It is due to the rate cap that has garnered the millions of dollars of savings for your own residents, and it's the same rate cap that is saving over $5 billion a year to residents across the country in similar states.
And so where consumers do not have these protections, Payday and small dollar lenders have preyed on the desperation of the working poor, turning their need for $1 today into a profit of $2 tomorrow. But as we examine this industry, I'd be remiss if I did not acknowledge its disparate impact on communities of color. So open to anyone on the panel who would care to comment very briefly, just to better understand the common threads of these entrenched inequities. What is the profile of a typical payday loan borrower?
Thank you, Representative Pressley. The typical profile, I think if you look on this panel, you can see the extremes of the profile. Mr. Sherrill spoke about not having access to credit and not having an opportunity to seek help in his situation. But when you provide a tool, a debt tool like this that's marketed as easy, accessible, and safe, people begin to stop looking for other options. There are many other options. People say that, well, Mr. Sherrill said that he didn't have family that could help him, or it wasn't that they're low income, there were no income. Well, there's family, there's friends, there's the sweat of your brow. If you need to go buy some clothes and sell them on eBay, there's many other options that are available. But when you put the easy solution in front of somebody and you say that this is safe, why continue to look for harder options?
Thank you, Mr. Whitaker. And picking up on that, since you said the magic word, marketing, I'm curious about the marketing of these debt traps, since the prevalence of them is in low income and communities of color. So, Ms. Stander, can you elaborate on where payday lenders are located and how they compete for businesses in these communities?
Yeah, thank you. Payday lenders explicitly state that they compete on factors such as location, convenience of service, and other things. Notably missing from the list is competition based on price. Everywhere that payday lenders operate, they charge the maximum rate allowed by law, so 300, 400% interest rates, despite a bunch of them being clustered together. Then we also see that payday lenders disproportionately concentrate in communities of color. In California, for example, we see payday lenders locating at over 2 times the rate in Black and Latino communities than other similarly situated white communities. And this pattern exists all throughout the country. Michigan, Georgia, Florida, Louisiana, Colorado, all been documented. And so this combination of the importance of payday lending locations in their ability to get customers in the door.
Reclaiming my time, thank you. And then picking up on the Reverend's point about people, instead of getting a hand up, getting handcuffed. Mr. Peterson, I know you've done quite a bit of work on the industry's reliance of small claims court, particularly in states like Utah that do not have interest rates or protections. So what happens when people can't repay? Are there criminal charges? What happens?
Well, I have a study coming out. It's not out yet, but we've been looking at collection efforts in small claims court, and we've been surprised to find that there are a lot of small claims borrowers that end up getting bench warrants issued for their arrest.
Thank you. Reclaiming my time. this is what's clear. Any universe with payday lending is one answering the question of how to make poverty a sustainable, profitable enterprise. So a lot of people are getting rich off of keeping people poor. And so how do we reform anything that's based on that premise? The short answer is we don't. Thank you. I'll yield back.